All right, guys, welcome back. We're about to get out here on the water again. Check our crab pots. Got 5 sitting out there. They've been out here for, I think, 3 days now. We've been baiting them up with chicken leg quarters. You know, just the typical big bag you buy at Walmart. I'll show you here. Just put one whole one in each pot. Let it sit out there for a couple days. Super easy. I make my own crab traps, crab pots, just because it helps pass the time. Plus, it's, you know, it's a little bit more fun to catch your own food with your own stuff. You can go out and buy them. Typically, if you go anywhere, these bigger ones that I use, it's like the 2-foot by 2-foot cubes. They're gonna run you around 50, 60 bucks, sometimes a little bit more. But yeah, guys, we got a beautiful day, super low tide. So you can see here, I mean, the whole shoreline's exposed. Mangroves over here are exposed. But one thing, the water is a little bit clearer today, which last time we were out here, the water was kind of murky. It's from all the, you know, thunderstorms and wind, and it is still blazing hot out here. It's definitely low to mid 90s right now. The humidity is pretty unbearable. I wear these sun shirts because it keeps the sun off of me, and I don't tan. I'm either white or red, so I need to be covered up and, you know, sunscreened as much as possible. But yeah, guys, let's get out in the water. We'll check our first trap. It's actually pretty close, and we'll see what we got. All right, guys, coming up to the first trap. Everything was baited with chicken. You know, if I have like fish scraps or other scraps of stuff, I will put them in, but I think I may have had like a couple pinfish or something in these, but it's mostly just chicken. So I know last time we were out, we actually did pretty well, you know, like size-wise with crabs. And this time we have 4. And they're all pretty much the same size, and decent size too. Try to get this dead bait out of here. I am noticing these traps are getting super dirty again, so I'm gonna have to probably bring some traps that I have at home out and switch these guys out. And that's just something you have to do periodically with your traps, especially if you're gonna have your traps in the water for a long period of time. I mean, I know most people, they don't have them in the water as long as I do, so that's the difference, you know, with me. But let's see if this get this guy out. He doesn't want to come. There we go. Okay. All right. So yeah, four good crabs. That's the big one in the pot. He's probably about, he's close to 6.5. And you see all the barnacles on him, and he is super, super rusty. That's a really good crab right there. Got this guy here. He's probably about 5.5. Another one, probably about 6. Really good crabs. Just no giant ones in this pot yet. And let's see if we can actually get this guy. Another really good one. This guy's got some battle wounds, but super rusty. All right, guys, well, that's a good start. Like I said, anytime you can average, you know, 3 to 5 crabs per pot, you're doing well. So 4 crabs, we're right on track. So let me get this one baited back up. Everything right now is set in about, my super shallow one is in about 3 feet, but most of what I have is set in about 6, 7 feet or so. So I'll put this one back up, and we'll see you at the next trap. All right, guys, coming up to our second crab pot here. Same thing as baited with chicken. Good start on our first pot with 4 good-sized crabs. And everything's been pretty much the same size. It seems like I'm either catching all like giant crabs or all crabs in the large range, which is, I mean, that's good. Can't complain. And we have 2, 3, 4 again. And all the same size. It's in that 6-inch range. So, not bad. All right, let's put the leg quarter in there. I think I put it in the wrong way. Yeah. These like to get stuck. Okay. Don't get pinched. Almost. Okay. And let's get these guys out. Alright. There's 2. Oh, okay. Alright. And yeah, guys, they're, like I said, we seem to be having, like, days where they're all the same size, or, you know, they're all giants. And, I mean, these are all 6-inch crabs. They're all good crabs. Just sometimes you get a little spoiled when you're catching all, you know, 7-inch plus crabs. So, you know, it's a good start, though. 8 crabs and 2 traps. Let's see if we can actually get them. Right, there's 1. There's the big one, in the trap at least. She's probably 6 1/4 or so. Really good looking crab, though. I know it's hard to see the colors, but this is kind of a brackish area. And I find that the crabs that you catch in the more brackish areas and like freshwater areas, they tend to be the biggest and also like the best colored. I mean, look at the colors on that guy. It's a male too, like really pretty colors. So get him in the bucket. All right, guys, so once again, I mean, great start. 2 crab pots and 8 keeper crabs. So yeah, let me reset this one. We'll get out to the next trap and hope that it keeps going like this. All right, guys, coming up to our third trap here. This one I set a little bit shallower than last time, so now it's, I want to say it's probably in like 4 feet of water. It's been pretty consistent in every depth between like 3 and 6 feet, but usually when it's really hot, they move in really shallow, just because it's a little bit higher oxygen content. And well, we got 2 good ones, but the bait is absolutely gone. Didn't really expect that, but sometimes that's just how it is. So, I'm try to put a bigger piece in here. I mean, it is that time of year where the water is so hot that everything gets in the traps, you know, even the water just breaks down the chicken really fast. So we got one big guy right here. And I think if we had more bait in the trap, we would have caught more, but okay, let's let this guy go. So the first one, really good looking crab right there. About the same size as the other guys. And we got old One Claw here. He's probably 6.5 or so. how rusty he is. I mean, it literally looks like rust down there. But yeah, that's a really good crab right there. Let's go and grab him, put him in the pot, or the bucket. Make sure I don't fling any of them out like last time. And yeah, we'll get this trap back out there. So, beautiful day so far, guys, and been pretty consistent. It's been not really up and down with the pots lately, where it seems like we'll only have one, or you know, in some cases then I'll have 8 in the very next one. So that's you know, that's just part of crabbing and fishing. But you have to wonder like how that's possible, because the pots really aren't that far apart. So all right, let's get this one set back out. All right, guys, we'll get on to our 4th pot. We'll check it out. All right, guys, we got our 4th crab pot here. This one's set, same thing, probably about 6 feet. You know, so far we've got 10 good crabs. Can't complain at all. We've been catching between a dozen and 2 dozen every time we come out, but sometimes it's a lot, and then other times it's like this one. And see, this one is what's weird, is the last time I pulled this trap up, the bait was mostly intact, and it's the same thing again. So I feel like this is caught in like a dead zone, because also only have 1 crab in here, which is less than usual, and we're definitely looking for at least 3 crabs in each pot. So I'm actually going to move this one a little bit. I mean, the one we have is good, but it's just weird how you can go from, you know, 4 in traps and then you move and there's 1. So all right, let's get this re-rigged. This trap is starting to get gunky too. It's definitely down there around the mud. And the water is super hot, so that doesn't help. But yeah, let's get this guy. Another good one, another 6-incher. Another nice heavy crab too. So, I mean, not gigantic ones, but I mean, good solid crabs. Alright, I'm going to try to figure out where to put this one, because obviously it's not doing too well here, which this is usually like a good spot for me, but not recently. Alright guys, let me I'm going to set this one back up, and then we're going to get out to the next trap and pull our last one. I'll see you there. Alright guys, here's our 5th and final crab pot, and set in super shallow water, probably only about 3 feet deep. Last time we pulled this, it was the first time we had set this out here and did pretty well. So, you know, I keep doing what works until I get proven a couple times that no, it does not work. So let's see how we did this time. And got a monster in here, and we got a big crab that got crushed back there, plus a stone crab. So we got 3 of the biggest crabs of the day, plus a stone crab. And then we had a big one back here, which, let me see this guy, but that's a big one right there. Another big one, stone crab, big crab. Oh, yeah, he's still alive. And this guy, this was a big crab, but he got eaten. So maybe the super shallow water is what's working. You see the bait is almost intact too. I don't know how that is. Like some traps, the bait is completely gone, and then this trap, the bait is almost intact. So the first guy here. I mean, look how rusty that guy is. Nice big crab too. It's probably about 6 3/4. He's getting close to 7. That's a big one. All right, let's get these guys out. And just remember, stone crab season is October 15th to May 1st. So obviously right now, cannot keep them. And when you do keep them, you can only keep the claws. So that's just something to keep in mind. It is a big fine if you get caught with a stone crab out of season, or with more than the actual keeper size claw. So let's get the stone crab out of here first. Ooh, that guy he's a climber. So yeah, guys, when they are in season, all you're keeping is the claw. You're measuring from this point to the end of the claw. And I believe it has to be, don't quote me on this, but it's like 3 1/4 inches, something around there. Obviously, check the regulations at myfwc.com. But when you see these, that means that the water is getting saltier. These guys really like the really salty water. That's why they're usually out in the Gulf, at the end of the bay. But yeah, let's get him back. And then get these two guys. Get the first really good one. So you guys can see that guy's probably about 7. Another really good crab. Super clean too. And get the remnants of the one that got eaten. And then we'll get the winner of the day, who, this guy is definitely going to be over 7. And I mean, you cannot get, this guy has been through war and back. I mean, first off, look at that claw. Just an absolute giant claw. Covered in barnacles, just huge crab. So I mean, that's a heck of a way to end the day right there after coming off of a 1 crab pot. Just big crabs like that, that's what makes the day. Let's get him in the bucket. All right, guys, successful day. We got over a dozen. Let's see, we got 11 plus 3. I think we got about 14 crabs, all keepers. And yeah, I'll set this one back up. We will go ahead and get back to the ramp, check out the crabs. Oh, and actually, let me show you this, the shell. So I'll show you what happened with this crab. So this crab that got eaten, he had these barnacles on him. He probably shed in the trap, and then coming out as a soft shell, obviously that's a delicious snack for anything. The crabs ate him. But you think this is probably a 6 1/2 inch crab. When it shed, it was probably about 8 inches. Obviously, I wish we had that crab in there. Not only just for a soft crab sandwich, but if it was a hard shell, that would have been a monster. So they're definitely, if these guys are shedding now, these other ones, which are, rock hard, they're going to be shedding soon too. So we should really be seeing the big ones showing up. But that will be in trips coming up. All right, guys, let me set this one back up. I'll see you guys back at the dock. All right, guys. Welcome back. We did pretty well. Pretty much every time we've come out here, we've caught at least a dozen, up to 2 dozen, and they've all been generally about the same size, all around 6 inches. That's point to point. These are blue crabs, and yeah, I mean it's been very consistent. It hasn't been like crazy good and then crazy bad. It's just all you can really ask for is consistency every time you come out. So here's the crabs we caught today. Got the one real big one. and that's the second biggest one, I think. So, I mean, most of the crabs, they're all about in the 6-inch size. I'll show you guys how big the biggest ones are, and then I'll show you the size of all the others, that they're all about the same size. I think that right now, I mean, the water being so hot, I did notice that some of the, I think, shallower traps did better. Especially if it's not like in the mud. I think the mud, because the mud is like black almost, that's going to absorb a lot of the heat, and it's just going to be even hotter for the crabs. Because the crabs, especially during the daytime and overnight, when they're not moving around, they bury themselves down in the sand and mud. So you can imagine, you know, I love going to bed in cold sheets. These guys, they want the same thing. They want comfort when they are down in there. So that could be what it is, because in shallower, it's a little bit more sandy. Could be a little bit cooler. You learn something new every time you come out here, because it's all a mystery, but it's awesome to catch crabs. So let's take a look at these guys. So yeah, these are the typical size guys right here. Alright, so let's check out the bigger ones. Oh, that's a big crab right there. Super rusty too. I mean, when they got barnacles on them like that, you know they got a lot of meat. Alright guys, let's check out these sizes. This one over here is like the typical size, and then these are the bigger ones. See how we can do this without losing the camera here. And well, I can't even get them off, hang on. Alright guys, so this is about, actually no, that's a little bit too. So this has been about the typical size crab. You know, really good size, and he's like right on 6. So, I mean, great crab. Haven't really had any light ones. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, everybody's going for the bigger ones. That's what I'm looking for too, and here's 2 of the really bigger ones. So this guy, he's pretty much right at 7. Beautiful crab too. I mean, and here's the real big boy. This guy, he's been through some battles. Giant claw, barnacles. I mean, he's missing legs. Whew. Let's see how big he is. He's got his points broken off a little bit, but you know, technically he's 7 inches. He's more like 7.5, but I mean, that's a big crab right there. But yeah, guys, I mean, overall, great day. You You know, if you can catch a dozen crabs every couple days, you're doing pretty good. I mean, you gotta think that the average dozen crabs is probably about 50 bucks. And I'm talking about the average between mediums, larges, extra larges, jumbos. You know, the price range can vary wildly. I know even down here in Tampa, these guys, jumbos, I mean, they're gonna run you about 80 bucks a dozen. I know back home in Maryland, a dozen jumbos is gonna run you around 100 bucks, sometimes up to like 120 or even more, depending on where you go. If you guys, tell me what crabs cost where you are. I know that it's all, you know, supply and demand, and some places, like especially down here, most of the people didn't used to eat crabs down here, but so many people from Maryland moved down to Florida, and now they're a thing, which, you know, that drove up the prices for me, which makes me go out crabbing. But I love doing this, so it's really win-win for me. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. We'll have another crabbing video coming out in a few days. I go crabbing every few days out here. Obviously, I'm pulling my traps, but I also do hand lines. I, you know, walk around in the water and wade for crabs. I'll show you guys how to do all of this in videos coming up. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like what you see. I'll see you guys in the next video.